Hi, I'm Julie Myers. I work in campus ministry here at John Carroll, and welcome to Space. Space is an interactive, reflective space that we've created on campus to touch on different social justice issues. The theme of Ignatian Heritage this week is Borders and Frontiers, answering the call to peace and justice. So because of this theme of borders and edges and margins, we've set up stations about social justice issues around the edges of the room. So we have different stations based on poverty, homelessness, climate change, Black Lives Matter, the refugee crisis, and immigration. We hope that people can visit those stations and reflect on what that means in our world. And at the center, at the final station, it's a picture of the Earth from outer space. So Earth is just this tiny speck in our galaxy, and it's a reminder that when we step back, borders are things that we create, and what we really have to do is be kind to one another.
The global refugee crisis captured the world's attention this past year. At least 15 wars across 3 continents have either erupted or reignited in the past 5 years, which has forced millions to abandon their homes. Many flee to camps where they are faced with the violence of hunger, abject poverty, and uncertainty. In this station, the raft evokes the images of Syrians traveling to the Mediterranean countries seeking refuge. Few personal belongings are scattered, suggesting that everything else must be left behind, including memories, culture, homes, and even loved ones.
High levels of violence continue to plague Central America, which pushes many to move north. For those crossing the U.S.-Mexico border, temperatures in the desert can reach as high as 111 degrees. The blistering sun can quickly cause dehydration, heat exhaustion, and even death. The fence here is surrounded by water bottles, both empty and full, as well as small tokens and personal items belonging to people who perhaps did not survive the journey.
"47 million people live in poverty in the United States. 21% of all children live in poverty, about 1 in every 5 children. This devastating state can mean not having a regular place to sleep or not having regular access to 3 meals a day. In this station, a camp is set up with only a few items: a pair of shoes, a lantern, and a bed made of cardboard and newspaper. The plate is empty, showing that not only are many going hungry, but loneliness plagues the poor as well.
Representing just 5% of the world's population, the U.S. holds 25% of its inmates. That's 2.2 million people in prison. Racial bias, both implicit and explicit, keeps more people of color in prisons and on probation than ever before. This station is a stark, bleak corner with black walls and a single chair. It points to the criminal justice system being about isolation and separation, rather than rehabilitation and reconciliation.
Since 1993, the sea level has risen twice as fast as it did from 1950 to 1993. Papua New Guinea has already evacuated some of the world's first climate refugees from the Carteret Islands, as rising tides divided the low-lying island in two and saltwater intrusion made growing traditional crops impossible. The station here shows a boat and nets, highlighting the traditional means of fishing as a way of supporting communities. The homes of many fishers are in danger of disappearing due to rising oceans. Not only are lives in danger, but also entire island cultures and languages.
This station lifts up 6 stories of people of color who have been killed in the last few years, all of whom were very young. 2 of these people, Tanisha Anderson and Tamir Rice, were from Cleveland. All these stories are told with simple facts to highlight their humanity that often gets lost in the politics of their deaths. This table shows portraits of the 6 individuals with a single rose and candle. At the foot of each portrait is a picture of their mourning family members. This again points to how their loss is very personal to their loved ones and not just a political event.
The final station is a picture of our galaxy with a dot showing our Earth. It contains a quote by astronomer Carl Sagan, in which he reminds us that we are inhabitants of a tiny speck in the giant universe. This reminder of how small we are is concluded with these words. This underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known.